Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Midnight Paint and Body YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be installing these lower quarter panel repair panels on a Chevy Avalanche. Okay, so like I said in the intro, we're going to be putting these repair panels in this Chevy Avalanche. Now this, I would expect, would be the same as any GM truck of this era, although the trucks don't seem to rust out like that. But the trucks are open in the back, so you see these are boxed in, so that's clearly why they rust out. They hold all the crap in there, and they rust. So what we're putting on, these are, it's an RRP 4478 and 4479 on the other side. These are available, these are through Keystone Cross Canada Auto Parts, through Lordco Auto Parts, who I deal with. But wherever you are, whatever auto parts store you deal with, these part numbers should be the same. Any auto parts store can get this stuff. So yeah, as you can see, I've already stripped this thing down: taillight, bumper, tailgate, fender flare. That's all pretty straightforward stuff. I actually have already done the other side, and I wasn't even going to do a video on this, but then I thought, you know, I might as well, because, you know, maybe somebody wants to do this, and this might just give them a little insight, might help them out a little bit. So anyway, I am going to get started on this. First thing we're going to do is trim off this old panel. Now these are, of course, this is all one panel, but we're going to be cutting it off. It'll be spot welded along this lip. And then the same thing around the back here. You can see the spot welds there. Bring me in so you can see them. So you drill those out. I'm probably just going to air chisel them off. You can see the inner panel is rusted through. I'm going to be putting a piece in there as well. This isn't a real high-end job. This is just a quick rust repair. So yeah, I will take you through the steps. Let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do with this, I'm going to cut this repair panel down to kind of where I want it. As you can see, this goes up above that body line. There's no need for us to get up into there. I'm going to cut the repair panel to butt up somewhere down around here. I kind of like to weld where there's a curve. It gives you a little more strength, a little less chance of warpage when you're welding it, rather than welding along a completely flat panel. So I'm going to trim this up, and then we'll start getting it fitted to the vehicle. Alright, so I've got that panel trimmed down, and then we're just going to do just a quick, rough, really rough fit. So that's basically where she's going to sit on the vehicle. So that is not going to be my cut line. That's just a reference mark. I'm going to cut down below. I'm actually going to be leaving about a ½ inch of material to just kind of flange on top of on this one. Like I say, this is just kind of a quick job compared to what I usually do. I usually like to butt weld everything, but in this case, yeah, we're up high. It's an old truck. This is going to be just fine for what we're doing. Always know what's in behind the panel before you start cutting. Now, obviously, we've got a fuel filler here, so that means there's going to be a fuel hose back in behind there. come anywhere near where we're cutting. I've already checked, so I know there's nothing in behind there, but I'll kind of show you. You just always want to be careful. There could be wiring, there could be hoses, newer vehicles, there can be computer modules, you never know what's in there. So there you can see how far up the rust has made it. So we've made it up into clean metal there, cutting where we did. So let's check the fit of our replacement panel again. Perfect. You can see how nice these actually fit when you take the time to trim them and yeah, just make sure everything's good. But this is right away, that's just a really nice tight fit to the body there. I'm going to fit it up one more time. Again, I'm going to, as I clean that off, I'm going to mark that again. We'll see where we're sitting. Now the reason I'm doing that is you can see we've got like an inch of metal there. I'll be trimming that back. We just want like a ½ inch of overlap. We don't need to have a whole bunch of metal hanging down underneath there. So that line tells us where this panel is going to fit. So yeah, we'll trim that, leave about ½ inch. So I'm going to stick this in place. I'm going to start making a little patch piece for the inner. Alright, so there's a piece kind of quickly made up and welded in. So that's going to give me something to, so I'll be able to drill the bottom of this panel and clamp it and plug weld along the bottom. This I will seam seal and undercoat so it'll be watertight. And like I said, this is just quick rust repair. This isn't restoration work, so this is, you know, it's good. It'll be strong. It'll keep the crap out of there. It'll do its job. It just doesn't have to look factory perfect. Well, there's that piece we just put in from the inside. So, like you can see, she's welded solid. I'll undercoat this before that panel goes back on. Do a bit of trimming there. And we'll get some weld through primer on the areas that we're going to be welding to. And then I'll probably go for lunch because I don't like to do a bunch of welding and then leave the shop. So I'll get ready for welding and then we'll weld it up after lunch. Alright, so I'm going to hang out for a couple of minutes, make sure nothing's on fire. And then I'm going to go for lunch. We'll come back, we'll weld that new panel on. Alright, I am back from lunch. If you are still here, let's install this panel. Obviously you can drill these holes, but I have one of these cool hole punchers which saves a lot of time. And this is just a really cheap one. This is a Power Fist Princess Auto brand, like a Harbor Freight or whatever. But it actually works really slick. So you don't always take your time with the welding. Lots of spots, lots of cooling time. I always like to use compressed air in between to cool the panel off, just because I can, because it speeds it up a little bit. And if you don't have air, just take extra time. Also, always want to be conscious of what's going on inside. There could be insulation, there could be that foam they put in there could be old undercoating. There's lots of things that can catch on fire. So just always, even if you've cleaned it all out really good, still just be super conscious of it and check and, you know, make sure you don't have smoke coming out anywhere. Okay, so there it is, all welded up. So I went underneath there, drilled some holes, plug welded to that piece I made on the inside. Like I showed you that before, nothing real fancy, but like I said, that'll get seam sealer and undercoat, so it'll be sealed up good. Another thing I didn't mention, anytime you're welding on any vehicle, especially modern vehicles, make sure your battery's unhooked, which it is in this one. You don't want to be sending all that voltage through the electronics. And always make sure if you've got any panels that you check your fit. As you can see, this flare is still nice and tight, and that'll kind of show you right there how much body filler this is going to need to finish it off. Very little. I just need to smooth out that weld. I will run over that with the welder one more time. I see there's a couple spots of porosity that should be touched up. My welds were a little dirty, you might have noticed, just because I didn't clean the paint back far enough, but not a huge thing. And like I said in the start, I did this side this morning, and that's, I wasn't planning on making a video on this one, but like I said, might help somebody out, so what the heck. So there it is. Hopefully it helps someone. Maybe it was entertaining, I don't know. But do me a favor, if you like the video, hit the subscribe, hit the bell thing, whatever it does, and leave me a comment. I guess with the YouTube analytics stuff, the more comments I get on the videos, the more the videos get out there for people to see. I don't get anything for it, other than a little justification that it's worthwhile to make the videos because people are watching them. And that's the only reason I do it. I just kind of hope to help some guys out and share my little bit of knowledge. You know, I say in all these videos, I'm not the greatest body man in the world, but I managed to make a living doing it. And if I can help some other guys out that want to tackle this themselves, then that's cool. And I'm always here to answer questions or whatever. Just hit me up in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. I hope to have lots of 70 Charger stuff coming up soon, because I'm going to be getting back on that quite a bit. And yeah, again, thanks for watching. See you next time.